Good morning, everyone. I'm Justin Mulcahy, spokesman for the Anne Arundel County Police Department. Joining me this morning is Chief of Police for the Anne Arundel County Police Department, Amal Awad. I also am joined by the Superintendent of Anne Arundel County Public Schools, Dr. Mark Bedell, and the Captain, Commander of our Northern District Station, Jacqueline Davis, Captain Davis. We're here to brief you this morning on the information we have. I want to stress it's just preliminary information as the investigation is still unfolding, so I'll give you what I can regarding an incident this morning at Freetown Elementary School. We got a call about 8:30 this morning for shots fired inside Freetown Elementary School. Our preliminary investigation indicates that a student had a firearm in his possession, a second grade student, in the classroom. That firearm then discharged at a certain point. As a result of it discharging, the student that brought that firearm sustained a non-life-threatening injury, was transported to an area hospital. I want to stress that no other students were injured during the incident. Our Northern District detectives have assumed responsibility for the investigation. I'm sure there's a lot of questions around the discharge. Preliminarily, we're investigating this as an accidental discharge. The nature or the specifics around how that weapon discharged is what we're still looking into at this time. So we're still collecting evidence. We have witnesses that we need to get a hold of and interview as part of the investigation. I'm sure everyone understands that. But that's the basic information we have. I can share with you that there was a teacher that took possession of that firearm, secured that weapon, if you will, and rendered aid. That teacher really rendered aid to the student. So it's still under investigation. That's where we're at this time. And I will now turn it over to Anne Arundel County Chief Amal Awad. Chief.
Good morning, everyone. None of us can imagine the terror and the fear that each of these children experienced here this morning, and the teacher. And we're very grateful that no other children were injured as a result of this discharge. And we're very grateful that the teacher was very responsive in addressing the child's injury and making certain that first responders were notified. I can tell you that, when we hear calls like this, especially involving children or elderly, it's very unsettling for all of us because there's so many unknowns. And we're just very grateful that, this incident didn't evolve into something even worse. We know that bullets don't discriminate, and this very likely could have turned into something that, none of us want to be here for. We have our crisis intervention team here to assist the school. The school has their own counselors, obviously, and they've worked very well this morning. I want to compliment also the teachers and the administrators who have helped children get to their parents. And, I don't want to take away from the fact that, parents, are terrified. You hear that there's a shooting at your child's school. That's very upsetting, very disturbing, very concerning. And so we have parents who've come here to pick up their children. It's very frightening, very frightening. We all care about the welfare of our children. They are our number one priority, their safety, their wellness. Obviously, they have a lot to process. It's a lot for a 7-year-old or 8-year-old child to have to process. We shouldn't even be having this conversation. School is a safe space. The higher priority for the police department is getting to the bottom of how did we get here? How did a 7-year-old baby get a hold of a firearm and make it all the way to school? This isn't on the school. How did a 7-year-old child gain access to a firearm and discharge it in a school, classroom filled with children? We should not be having this presser with you right now. I'll turn things over to Captain Davis. She is the district commander for our Northern District, and she will speak to you regarding, what are the next steps for us in terms of the investigation. It is an active investigation, and obviously there's a lot we won't be able to share because everything is still so fresh. It's fluid. Captain Davis.
Thank you, Chief. As Mr. Mulcahy said, I'm Captain Jacqueline Davis, Jacklyn Davis, and I am the commanding officer of our Northern District. I know that there are a lot of questions that parents have, that neighbors have, that students have, that children have out here, and I'm going to do my best to answer all of them. A lot of these answers, I'll be honest with you, we don't have the answers yet. I do have 9 detectives and a detective sergeant working on this investigation right now. I know the main question is, okay, if it was a 7 or 8-year-old, are the parents or somebody else responsible for this? Well, our first step there is finding out where this child got the weapon. They may not have gotten the gun at home. They may have just found it somewhere walking down the street. So those are questions and things that we need to be cognizant of. And human nature is when we don't know something, what do? We surmise, we fall into rumors, and we do that. So my plea to you guys, parent to parent, is that we don't do that. Let us do this investigation first. Have trust in us that we will get to the bottom of this, of where this child got this gun. And you heard what the chief said, bullets don't discriminate. Whether it was an accidental discharge or this child intended to fire this weapon, somebody could have died today. And I think we are all standing under here thanking whoever we believe in that this ended with the minimal amount of injuries that it did. Part of our job as patrol is not just to investigate, but to follow up with some of these other children as well. There was several other children present during this shooting. That is traumatizing for them. We offer free counseling services, and that's not just to the children in the room. That's to anybody here in the county. You could live in South County. Call our crisis intervention team, 410-768-5522. We will come to you. But that mental health aspect is so important. And one other thing that I really, really want to touch on with you guys is the County Executive's Office has a gun violence intervention team, a gun violence intervention task force. And the reason I'm mentioning them is because they give out free gun locks. If you need a gun lock for your home, we will give you one for free. You just have to go to the website or a public library. We also advertise different events where we're giving these gun locks out. It's so important that we keep these weapons locked away. Like the chief and Mr. Mulcahy said, this could have been a very, very different outcome. We're not going to have many answers for you right now this quickly. So please be patient with us. Please don't surmise things. Please don't fall into the rumors. If you don't hear it from us, from our mouth, Mr. Mulcahy's mouth, the chief's mouth, Dr. Bedell, please just let us get that information out first. I also would be remiss if I didn't mention that my detective sergeant, first thing he said to me when I walked in today was how wonderful this school has been. We all know that teachers are heroes. We all know that teachers protect and love our children. This teacher today showed what a hero looks like. And I know that they are going through it, and it was a traumatic event for them, but they should be so proud. And we as parents, anybody with kids in the Anne Arundel County Public Schools, I have kids in this public school system, should be proud to know that these are the type of educators that we have. And that when we walk in, this school had everything buttoned up to the best of their ability and has been working with our investigators. And I know in some places it's not like that. So Dr. Bedell, thank you for your training, and thank you for the heroes that you employ. And thank whoever you believe in that this was not a bigger tragedy.
Thank you, Captain. I'm going to turn it over now to Superintendent of Anne Arundel County Public Schools, Dr. Mark Bedell.
Yeah, thank you all for just being here today. I hate that this is the second press conference that I've had to do with Chief under some circumstances that they're not positive circumstances. But here's what I want to share with you all. And I think it's important because people will ultimately fill the void of information with their worst fears. That's just generally how it goes. Freetown Elementary has had a phenomenal year this school year, right? And that, quite frankly, has been the case in Anne Arundel County for the entirety of the year in terms of school safety and us being able to feel that our kids are able to come to school and learn at a high level. We had this incident today. A 7-year-old somehow gets a weapon and the weapon is discharged. And as you've heard from the previous speakers here that work with our police department, we are very fortunate that we're not having a different conversation right now, because this could have turned out to be far worse than what ultimately resulted in the incident. I will say to you all that this staff has done a phenomenal job. This building was immediately placed on hold as we have trained our schools to go into those different stages of protective methods. The teacher did a wonderful job of retrieving the weapon, making sure that the student was received to the nurse's office so that they can do what they needed to do. The building administrators have worked and really created a comforting environment right now, not only for the students, but also for the parents and for the staff members. I watched a number of parents come here, and I'm a parent in this school district too, and I can assure you that my reaction would have been exactly what these parents were reacting, filled with a boatload of fear. But these parents came and they worked with us. They operated with grace and patience. We were able to get kids. We are going to, actually, you hear school buses in the background. So we're going to do an early release today because we think that there's a lot of trauma, not only within the students who were in this building, but also the faculty and staff. We'll have a meeting with the faculty and staff. There will be crisis counselors. We'll have a lot of supports that will be in this building both today and tomorrow. And our plan is we will resume school tomorrow. We will continue to resume school tomorrow. And we will make sure that parents have all of the resources that they need in order to be able to work with their children so we can get them back into this learning environment, which really has gone well this school year. 2 weeks ago, I met with Moms Demand Action. And in that meeting, we already have a partnership with them as a school district, but we talked about how can we strengthen more opportunities, our partnership to provide more opportunities to make sure that families understand how to really make sure that they have weapons in their home. Let's make sure that we have them put in places in a safe place where it's not easily accessible. It shouldn't be accessible to children at all. And so we are going to continue to strengthen that. We're going to continue to have a lot more traffic on our website, as we agreed with them 2 weeks ago, to make sure that parents understand that we take this seriously. We want our kids to be able to come to school, and we want them to be able to learn in a safe environment. And this is just something that's becoming more and more common in this country, and it's unacceptable. And we have an opportunity as a community to come together and to do everything that we can to prevent these types of scenarios happening in our schools. So that's pretty much where we are at this point, and we will depend on the police department to continue to do their investigation, and we'll do our part to continue to work on doing everything that we can to make sure that we're educating our students.
Thank you, Dr. Bedell. And just to reiterate what the captain said, again, this is active investigation. We get it. There's going to be a lot of questions that are unanswered right now. So rumor control is a big deal, not speculating. Just give us some time, and hopefully we'll have more answers in the coming days and weeks to get you guys. I will open it up to a few questions, but keep in mind there are some logistical things as they're going to be releasing buses shortly. So go ahead, Kate. I'm sure you have a question.
Yeah, I just wanted to just consolidate the bits of information I heard from all of you. I think you said it was a 7-year-old. Somebody said he. I know it had been confirmed to happen at 8:30. What class period was it? What grade was it? And how many kids were in the room? Was it like morning announcements or it's something that matters to parents?
I don't have all the specifics, but it was a 7-year-old male student, yes, second grade student. There were other students in the classroom at the time.
Do we know how many?
I don't have a specific number on that.
I know he was injured, and he was minorly injured. Was he taken to the hospital or anything? And can you tell me what the injury was? I know that it was from discharging.
Yeah, I said that earlier. You may have missed it when I said. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So it was a non-life-threatening injury from the firearm discharge, and that student was transported to an area hospital for treatment. Yep.
And so I thought I heard first the teacher helped the student out and got the student to the nurse's office. Is that?
My understanding is that the teacher immediately got possession of that firearm and rendered aid and provided assistance from there. And as everyone said, really was a hero. It's no surprise that the teachers and administrators at Anne Arundel County Public Schools have.
And just because I understand school starts at 8:30, so was it homeroom? Can someone tell us? Was it like a math class? Or?
This is an elementary school,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
they go and they report to the teacher of record, and they're in their general education class, right? I don't think this was a situation where they were in their specials like PE or math. They were in their regular class with their teacher of record. It's my understanding that there were a total of 15 students in the classroom. That was the number that was given to me.
And was it? I'm one of the reasons I'm asking is I understand it was the beginning of the school day. Was he unpacking his bag? Was it like in his backpack, or was that kind of thing?
We don't know. Again, we mentioned that this is a very fluid, active investigation, and that remains part of the investigation. So until we have an opportunity to conduct a thorough investigation, we don't have those specifics.
We heard from several parents that they found out via Facebook. Did the school or system or county send out any kind of official notification? Because several people were angry that they found out via Facebook first.
Yeah, we did, but I will let Chief share with you how this information gets out way ahead of our school district and the police department. What is that? What is it called?
So there are networks out here that provide information to the community before we even have an opportunity to, place our boots on the ground and have our officers respond into the building to determine what, if anything, has occurred. So, if you don't hear from the police department directly, and I'm saying this to parents or anyone who's paying attention to social media, if you don't hear directly from the police department when there's a critical incident in our community, I would say monitor the police department's page, and if it's an incident involving the school system, monitor the school system's page, simply because it takes time to respond, it takes time to determine what occurred, and again, we don't have all the facts solidified right away for people. Investigations take time, so rather than have people upset in the community, we respond and place that information on our social media platforms once we've had an opportunity to sit down, talk amongst each other, determine what occurred, so that we're getting good information out to the public.
What was that? Oh,
Sorry, if I can expand on that just for a second, boss. I know exactly what you are referring to, and the way some of these blog sites get our information is by listening to scanners. So the police department's radios are encrypted, but fire departments are not. And so they will get the call for service, which obviously comes in as, I don't know what this came in as, but I'm assuming, a gunshot victim at an elementary school. As you guys know, you guys will then call the PIO and say, hey, we just heard this, can you confirm? These blog sites don't have to do that. They don't do that, so they just put it out there. That doesn't give us a chance to dig into it, like the chief said. Now, that does not mean that we are going to wait till we get here and start our investigation to notify people. That is absolutely not the case. Our PIOs and our on-call PIOs are very quick, and I know you've all seen it. Police activity, Freetown Drive, yada, 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 and then it'll say more to come, or media staging here and there. So our media relations does a fantastic job getting information out. If we need people to shelter in place, if we need them to evacuate because of something, that information will come out very quickly as soon as we realize that we need it. As soon as we realize that we need it, as district commander, after notifying my boss, Mr. Mulcahy, would be my next call saying, hey, I need you to put something out. It doesn't mean that these blog sites don't have a purpose and don't have a good thing to them of getting this information out quickly, but they'll get it out again before parents. Like I said, I'm a parent here too, and I would be livid if I found out from something other than the school, but this is to no fault of the school or the police department on that. When you hear something on the scanner and you want to be the first to get it out, that's how parents are notifying before.
so, do we know what the response time was? The call came in 8:30. How quickly were police able to get on scene?
It was approximately 6 minutes, so that was an excellent response time given the circumstances.
And then, do we know from the school system what time the first communication came out to parents was from the school?
I'm sorry.
Dr. Bedell, that's
What was
it.
the question? Bad timing. Do we know what?
I'll get it for you.
Yeah, what time the first call from this went out to parents?
Okay, yeah, we'll
Okay.
get that information.
How long were students on this hold, and what does that look like?
How what?
For the students, you said they were on a hold, like a lockdown?
Yeah, so basically, yeah, you stay in place, right? You're in your classroom. There's no movement until we feel that the school environment is safe for us to release that hold. And this was one of those situations where it's almost like a shelter in place. You stay in your place until we have confirmed that there is no other potential harmful incidents that can take place.
When was that lifted? Like,
When
how
was it?
long-
Just before dismissal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bob Mosier, Chief Communications Officer of the School District. Just before dismissal is the answer to your question.
Okay.
I want to be clear, though, a hold is different from a lockdown. This was
Right.
not a lockdown. At no point was the school on lockdown.
Correct.
What are the security measures that the school has in place to make sure things like this don't happen, and what happened today where that didn't work?
Well, I mean, I don't know that there was a flaw within the security measures. I mean, I've been in this business almost 27 years, worked in 4 different school districts. There is no mechanism to stop something like this happening. No, and if people will say, well, what about metal detectors? We've already had that conversation in this county. There's no appetite for it. In all the districts I've worked in, I've never seen an elementary school have metal detectors. I think the school administration did exactly what they did when it discharged. They took immediate action. They followed all of our protocols that we have trained them on, really to the T. And again, I will say to people, I think it's a much bigger conversation as a community, how we all come together to really try to prevent this from happening. But as you all know, there is no 100% proofing of this. I mean, we're standing here right now. Something could happen anywhere around here, and we have no control over that. So our goal is to do everything that we can to educate, work with our partners to do what we can to make sure that we're mitigating and to make sure that our administrators understand how we're going to address when we have a situation on any of our 130 campuses or our offices.
May I follow up on that? One thing you do have control over is communication, and I lost count of how many parents until 2 hours plus after this happened were saying, I know something happened here, I'm coming, I saw whatever it was on Facebook, I'm coming to the school and they're telling me everything's fine, people are coming in their pajamas still. They're frustrated with the lack of information from the school about what happened, or maybe I know you don't control Facebook rumors, but it was out there. Yeah.
So it was out there, but as you all, as journalists do, right? Get it first, but get it right. It is completely will cause mass confusion if you push stuff out there that turns out to be wrong 10 minutes later. So as the chief said, you need to get all of your information in place and then provide correct information to the families, and that's what we did today.
I guess, was there, before the official letter that went to school about dismissal, was there any other communication that says we've had an incident, students are in hold, was there any communication?
Because we
of
were
that
still
kind?
determining the facts, no is the answer to that question.
Okay, thanks, Bob.
Any other questions?
Do you know how many students came to school today and how many are getting that release?
Yeah, I don't have that information. I mean, as you all know, we're in our second day of bringing kids back to in-school person, and we've seen attendance rates increase from Monday to Tuesday. I would anticipate probably a better rate of attendance today, but I just don't have that information because it happens so early and we don't collect attendance until a little bit later in the day.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your time.